Well, her name's Rock Chalk. She's the talk of the town. We're the German Shepherd duo, always sniffing around. Smith and Wesson by her side, they ain't just for show. They're the muscle when she's hustling, solving crime on the go. She's got her boots in the dirt, she's cracking the case. A true crime queen with a smirk on her face. Loves her country rap bumping, got that twang and that beat. You mess around with her, you're in for a treat. Oh, F-A-F-O, better watch your step. Rock Chalk's on the scene, she'll clean up your mess. With her dogs and her charm, she'll track you down slow. Oh, F-A-F-O, yeah, you reap what you sow. She's got a badge and a sassy attitude to boot. Kicks down doors like she's in hot pursuit. Smith and Wesson bark, don't you dare run. She's the queen of the scene, yeah, she gets it done. Country rap on the radio, she's cruising the street. From the city to the sticks, she's the one to meet. Her motto's real simple, don't try no bluff. Mess around all you want, but you'll find out quick enough. Whoa, F-A-F-O, better watch your step. Rock Chalk's on the scene, she'll clean up your mess. With her dogs and her charm, she'll track you down slow. Oh, F-A-F-O, yeah, you reap what you sow. She's got cowboy boots and a badge of steel. With a heart of gold and nerves unreal. You thought you could hide, but she's always in the know. Now you're caught, son, F-A-F-O. So here's the Rock Chalk and her Shepherd crew. Smith and Wesson got her back and they're coming for you. Country rap in her veins, she's the queen of the scene. F-A-F-O is her motto, and she's living the dream. Rock Chalk out. Hey! She's got cowboy boots and a badge of steel. With a heart of gold and nerves unreal. You thought you could hide, but she's always in the know. Now you're caught, son, F-A-F-O. So here's the Rock Chalk and her Shepherd crew. Smith and Wesson got her back and they're coming for you. Country rap in her veins, she's the queen of the scene. F-A-F-O is her motto, she's living the dream. Rock Chalk out.
How's everybody doing? Hey, Jay Thomas from Greeley, Colorado. Christopher from Great Bend, Kansas. It's Friday. Ready for this weekend. It's been a busy day. Made some meatloaf, some banana pudding, and some macaroni salad. So it's all right. I decided I was going to go live real quick. It's a story that we covered before. We're going to go over it again.
That calls itself an organization that supports the rights of chicken farmers and those who want to raise roosters. The two leaders of that organization have not only spent thousands of dollars trying to get state law changed, but have actually said here on Fox 23 in the past they do not support cockfighting. Now an animal rights group says those two men were caught on camera at a recent illegal cockfight in McIntosh County, and they shared that video with us. For a few years now, an organization called the Oklahoma Game Fowl Commission has been donating to state lawmakers in both parties and heavily advocating for the loosening of Oklahoma's cockfighting ban and what people can and cannot do with their chickens and roosters.
You look at the legislation we're trying to run, it doesn't reflect that we are trying to legalize cockfighting.
In 2023, the leaders of the Oklahoma Game Fowl Commission, Anthony DeVore and Blake Pierce, both told Fox 23 they do not support cockfighting because it is illegal in Oklahoma, and they are solely fighting for the rights of animal owners.
We don't condone or endorse any illegal activity whatsoever. What we're about is raising, selling, and exporting these fowl for breeding purposes only.
A year and a half later, the group Animal Wellness Action says they caught those same men on camera at a June 7th cockfight in McIntosh County near the community of Shady Grove.
We're here to unmask arguably the two leading proponents of cockfighting in the country who are based in Oklahoma.
Animal Action President Wayne Pacelli says the Oklahoma Game Fowl Commission, which is still active at the state capitol, is a front for people trying to undermine Oklahoma's 2002 voter-approved ban on cockfighting.
It's supposed to have the nomenclature of some sort of authentic or appointed group that is regulating game fowl. It's just a front for cockfighters. We've known this all along.
Undercover investigators shared video with Fox 23 of what they say are DeVore and Pierce watching roosters fight to the death with long blades attached to their feet to inflict more pain and damage during a fight. I attempted to call and email and message both DeVore and Pierce Wednesday. Phone numbers have been disconnected and the emails bounced back. Pacelli said after last weekend's investigation, it's clear that those at the Capitol who believe they are accepting money from rooster lovers need to take note that the animals they claim to love are killed and then thrown aside after the fight.
They are violating our laws, a whole set of laws. They're often involved in other criminal activities, and we see it time and time again.
There were children at the McIntosh County cockfight last weekend, and now the Department of Human Services, also known as DHS, has been contacted. Take a look at this video again. Animal Wellness Action caught on camera children playing with the very injured and even dead carcasses of the roosters that were done fighting. After the roosters had been slashed themselves to the point of being badly injured or even dead, many of them were thrown into that trailer there and disposed of like trash, where children then played with the bodies while their parents and guardians were elsewhere. This is not the first time we've mentioned the Oklahoma Game Fowl Commission on this station. Back in November of 2023, Governor Kevin Stitt ruffled political feathers when he released this video.
I wish I could be with you for the Game Fowl Commission's annual legislative meeting, but I wanted to take a moment to cheer you on from the sidelines.
Governor Kevin Stitt posted that video before a large meeting of the Game Fowl Commission took place. YouTube then took it down, saying it promoted animal cruelty and animal abuse after activists flooded the site with concerns about who the message was being addressed to. The governor's office says Stitt was not endorsing cockfighting, but was trying to support an agricultural group. Stitt's office has also said he is not interested in decriminalizing cockfighting. As we mentioned just a little bit ago, there's an entire list of lawmakers in both parties and in both chambers who have received donations from this group. They have been actively lobbying lawmakers to find ways to keep the ban in place, but create workarounds, loosening some of the penalties. We are going line by line and lawmaker by lawmaker and asking them for their response to what has been discovered. We will bring you those responses in a future report. Cockfighting has been illegal in Oklahoma, a felony, for more than 20 years now. But there are still illegal operations taking place mainly in eastern and southeastern Oklahoma. State Question 687 was on the ballot back in November 2022 and was approved by 56% of the voters at the polls. State lawmakers did not put this up for a vote, but instead it was put on the ballot by a citizens group that used the initiative petition process. Since that 20 years ago, a poll was taken in 2023 to see if Oklahomans still felt that way about cockfighting when changes were first being proposed at the Capitol. Sooner survey asked Oklahomans, rural and urban, in various sides of the state, their feelings on cockfighting. Fewer than 10% of Oklahomans said cockfighting should be legal again. 87% of people in 71 of Oklahoma's rural counties said they too overwhelmingly felt cockfighting should remain illegal. The support was not just centered in the big cities and Oklahoma City and Tulsa to keep things illegal. This conversation is not over by any means. We welcome the Oklahoma Game Fowl Commission's leaders mentioned in this very story to come on this program, and this is an open invitation now. As you've seen before, we have people on unedited and have conversations with them about what has been shown on Fox 23. We are also, as we mentioned, going to reach out to those state lawmakers who received those donations to see if they have a response to what has now been discovered.
All right. So there was an update yesterday. Christopher, you're quite funny.
This morning, the Oklahoma Game Fowl Commission is in the hot seat after admitting to several violations of Oklahoma campaign finance laws.
And this includes spending money outside of the PAC's stated purpose and not fully reporting donations and spending. The group promotes itself as a nonprofit working in the interest of the state's game fowl industry. The state's Ethics Commission says the group will be banned for 2 years and will pay a $10,000 fine.
And that's not it. The McIntosh County DA, as Game Fowl Commission leader, the leader there has legal troubles as well.
Caught ringside at a cockfighting derby with a white piece of paper with his entry number on his back. Entry numbers are for people who enter their birds.
The DA's office and Oklahoma Game Fowl Commission, they have not commented yet on those allegations. Pretty serious. We'll keep updating you as we learn more.
There you go. Let's see here. Hey, Gail, good to see you. It's good to see everyone. Not a lot going on. Just was dropping in to say hey. And we covered the cockfighting. So it looks like that commission is suspended for 2 years. It's crazy. Christopher says, so it's illegal to kill and eat chicken? Got to be more specific in how you kill your chicken. It's kind of crazy. There's some other videos. I'm not going to show them, but pretty gross, where they have blades on their feet, and it's crazy. Crazy. What about the two guys in Colorado, 2 hunters? They just found them yesterday. The elk hunters. It's kind of crazy. I'm not sure what happened. I know they said they had to have an helicopter to get them. Young guys too. Absolutely. Oh. They were found.
The search for 2 missing hunters in Colorado is over. Tonight, authorities in Conejos County say they have recovered the bodies of 2 men 2 miles from a trailhead just north of the Colorado-New Mexico state line. Dozens of teams spent days looking for Andrew Porter and Ian Stasko in the San Juan Wilderness area west of Trujillo Meadows Reservoir. While deputies didn't identify who they found, a family member tells us it is Porter and Stasko, who were last heard from a week ago. Elena Tomash is in the studio with me. It's really unclear at this point what happened to the hunters. Authorities have not said.
We don't know much right now, Adam, but Porter's aunt tells us that they're heartbroken, understandably. And according to the sheriff's office, the men were found 2 miles, like you said, near the trailhead where the hunter's car and gear was found last Saturday. After days of searching for 2 missing hunters, authorities say they found the bodies of 2 men. A family member of Andrew Porter says he and Ian Stasko were found dead almost a week after the family lost contact with them while on an elk hunting trip in the Rio Grande National Forest in Conejos County. We spoke with Porter's fiance during the search effort.
On Friday evening is when it had been 29 hours, and Andrew's mom and I started to be very worried, because if they were able to, they would have come back to the car to charge the Garmin to let us know that they were okay.
When deputies arrived at the Rio de los Pinos trailhead on Saturday, the men were nowhere to be found, but deputies say they did find their vehicle with most of their gear still inside. Murphy tells 11 News other hunters had reportedly seen them alive on Friday morning.
It's not uncommon for the 2 of them or 3 of us to come back, put your stuff in, and go back out just for a short hunt, because they had high hopes since they had found an elk herd.
Earlier this week, Bridget told 11 News she had full faith the men had done the research to know the area and were experienced hunters.
They're very savvy outdoorsmen, and they're fit, not some random people who chose this area without thought. They've been looking at this area for 6 months before coming here.
In an update this evening, the sheriff's office said more than 170 people helped in this search, and they thanked search and rescue teams from both New Mexico and Colorado. Resources also included Forest Service crew, air support, canine units, and horseback riders.
Also, the guy that unalived his children. Ooh, what did I just do here? Whoa. Travis Decker. They've been looking for him for several months now. He's the one that suffocated his 3 children.
Related to the Travis Decker case, and this can be regards to the murder of Peyton, Evan, and Olivia.
Hey, girly girl.
We have not lost sight of what we're focused on doing, and that's bringing justice to those 3 girls. We are close to justice being served and law prevailing. During our search yesterday around 15:30 hours, that'd be 3:30 p.m., our search teams did locate an anomaly that was seen in AI imaging from our drones. In closer inspection, when we got that, we did see that it was potentially a shirt. We were able to get units on the ground that did confirm that the shirt was consistent with what we had seen in previous surveillance photos with Travis Decker. So I'm confirming the shirt that we saw on scene is a match for what Travis was last seen wearing. In addition to shorts, which were U.S. Rangers shorts, they were also a match, and also personal items to include chewing tobacco, consistent with what he had chewed, a bracelet, which is consistent with what we've seen a photo of him wearing. So collecting those items, we've since sent them off to the Washington State Patrol's crime lab. We're hopeful that we'll have those results back soon. I appreciate Chief John Batiste and the Washington State Patrol for continuing to be a constant ally for us. Even in my call this morning, I asked if he could expedite it. I understand the Chelan County Sheriff's Office is not the only agency within Washington State investigating a homicide and looking for quick results back from a DNA test. So Chief Batiste, Washington State Patrol, we appreciate it. We understand there's a lot of pressure. Going through the processing of the decomposition that we found amongst that clothing and challenging for the State Patrol Crime Lab. They were able to get DNA off that sample, and they are comparing it to the DNA samples that we have in place for Travis Decker. I have asked them to take their time, not rush this. This has been a thorough investigation up to this point. We don't want any mistakes made. Our investigative team has continued to be out on the ground today with Washington State Patrol's Crime Lab team. We've also had members of the FBI's Crime Lab team out here assisting us. We found additional body parts today to include 2 feet, some femurs, and also some vertebrae. We've requested that these items also be sent off to Washington State Patrol's Crime Lab for additional testing to be compared. Again, we do not want to rush this process. We'd like to have DNA results this evening, but I understand in the interest of justice to ensure this case is handled properly, we have asked them to stand by, test more samples, and we hope to get those in the next couple of days. We're appreciative for our federal partners that have continued to be biased throughout this process. We recognize that we're trying to bring closure to this community, and more importantly, we're trying to bring pressure to our allies to come and give us more assistance where needed. But we do appreciate the fact that Whitney and her family have been very cooperative with us, and we're trying to bring them peace of mind and closure for this. We think we're one step closer. As soon as we get the results back, we are optimistic that these results will confirm that we have located Mr. Decker. But until that time, we're going to stand by and wait for the 100% confirmation. For the meantime, I'm going to bring up the representative from the U.S. Marshals, who have been our ally since day one, assisting us, leading the search effort, and I'll go ahead and let him take questions.
My name is Gavin Duffy. I'm the Chief Deputy United States Marshal from the Eastern District of Washington.
You guys have been on site. You've been part of this for months now, 3.5 months. You've pretty much been working hand in hand with Chelan. Can you explain why it took so long to be able to find this specific spot? It's less than a mile from where that campground is.
And I think if we look behind us in the backdrop here, the terrain is extremely complex, some of which would, is hard to find anywhere in this country. And that's kind of what we found. It's incredibly steep, it's incredibly rocky, and that's why we have some of the experts, Special Operations Group, and our partners with Border Patrols, BORSTAR, and BORTAC, who are all 3 experts in this terrain to do it. And I think we're pretty proud of the fact, using all the resources we could across the law enforcement, public safety spectrum, to really drill down and find these remains. We're very, very hopeful and very confident.
Can you tell me a little bit about what it was like whenever whoever the teams were that initially went up there? They were those people that ended up identifying that shirt, seeing those pants. That was that moment. You guys thought, oh, we think we got him. Can you explain a little bit about what that feels like for you?
I think it's the 1 yard line. I mean, we want to get across the goal line with the DNA, but we're pretty, it's a good feeling. We've put a lot of work. I mean, hundreds of people in law enforcement and other career fields have touched this case because of its importance to the Chelan and to the state. So to get to that 1 yard line where we are right now, maybe even a little closer, it felt pretty good for everybody working this case in any way.
There were some people online that were curious if Travis Decker would have gone north to Canada or south to Mexico. What do you say to people who were curious about him ever going that far? Your expert opinion.
Well, I mean, we appreciate the curiosity, right? I mean, we're in the business of finding fugitives and human beings, and they do unique things, and so that's how we're thinking as well. But we use fact-based policing, and we utilize our partnerships with other agencies, state, local, and federal, and we kind of narrow in where we need to be looking, and for the most part, we're successful most of the time.
Is this search in that area wrapped up? Is anyone going back up to that site at all?
At this point, no, we're going to shut it down for the night. But if something changes, then we'll be right back to it. And then we're on to the next case. And if there's a case in the mountains, I'm pretty confident Border Patrol will be with us. And we'll be back at it with the state police and specifically the Spokane County Sheriff's Department as well.
Based on the evidence found there, if it is Travis Decker's remains, did it look like someone had been camping there a while or someone on the move?
Ma'am, I don't really have the answer to that specific question.
Can you tell me a little bit about what, say, the next few days looks like for you? Is this something that's going to be more searching, more field work, or is this just now waiting for that DNA evidence?
I think it's a lot of waiting.
How does that feel?
You want to be, again, you want that 100% confidence in what we're doing. And in this situation, because of DNA, we can get there. But I think we'll be looking at the phones, but moving on with the rest of our weekends and traveling back to wherever we're from.
Can you tell me a little bit about the condition of those bones and those pieces that you found? Were they gnawed by animals? Is that something that seemingly disturbed up there?
Ma'am, I really don't know the answer to that, nor would I be an expert on that matter. Fugitives I can help with, but anthropology I'm a little limited.
Can you say whether a firearm was discovered with Mr. Decker?
I do not believe there was. No. Again, as an experienced fugitive investigator, I'd leave that to the homicide investigators and the very qualified Chelan County team. So I'm not in a position to really feel that one.
This is obviously hit close to home for a lot of people, but it's a very small community, so Chelan County, any message you have in terms of the importance of closing a case like this?
Well, I think everybody wants this closure across the community, and it's national level attention. We all want closure on this case. So we're really hoping we get across, you keep using the analogy, to get across the goal line and be done with this. But the Marshal Service and every member of law enforcement, from here we just move on to the next violent fugitive, and that's unfortunate, but that's the reality.
Sheriff Morrison, if I could ask you a question. You guys are from here, you live here, your guys have been part of this since day one. Kind of the same question for you.
Mm-hmm.
You've met with the family, you guys know these people. How does it feel knowing we're so close to 3.5 months of just anxiety maybe coming to an end?
We understand the work's not done. We're still in the midst of a homicide investigation. As you asked to, if something were to have happened to Travis that was not natural or of his own cause, we're going to investigate it as a homicide investigation. We owe that to his family. We owe that to him. He's still a human being. He was a brother. He was a son. He was a family member. So again, find his acts to be heinous and what he's alleged to have conducted and done. But overall, still going to treat him with respect. I said this throughout the process. We didn't want any harm to come to him. We'll still treat his remains with the kind of respect that anyone would deserve. So we'll look into it. But we understand this is one step closer, as we said, to serving justice and ensuring that the law was issued. So we want to make sure this is closed out properly. We want to make sure the family has the closure. I want Whitney to sleep better at night. I want her family to sleep better at night. I want the community to know that our agency does not give up, no matter how daunting and how challenging the task is. We understand this is not easy. We get the community's frustration. We get our citizens' frustration. But overall, we'd love to have had this done in 3 days. Absolutely. It would have saved us a lot of resources. But it wasn't for a lack of trying. It wasn't for a lack of resources. We brought in some of the best minds in the country, from the FBI, the U.S. Marshal Service, U.S. Forest Service, even the U.S. Army's Criminal Investigation Division. We brought in experts in that field. We did everything. We talked with each other. We met afterwards, debriefed to make sure that we didn't make any mistakes, and continued to do everything possible. We understood this could be a criminal case that was going to trial. We didn't want any chance that this would be defeated when we went to trial. And again, I think we're close to the goal we want, but we're not going to rush. We're not going to pat ourselves in the back yet. We're not going to say congratulations until we get the results back. We know 100% this is Travis Decker. That is our suspect. That is our only suspect. That is the only evidence that we have shows that he's our suspect. So just to confirm, that is who we were looking for. That's who I believe we found. And we hope the Washington State Patrol can confirm that soon.
One last question.
Nope. Again, I'm going to put pressure on Washington State Patrol's crime lab. I want them to take their time. I want them to make sure those results are 100% confirmed. Again, this is closing out a very significant case in our county's history. This was the largest manhunt in Chelan County history. This is the most heinous homicide in Chelan County history. And we need to make sure it's closed properly and that we make sure that we're convincing our community that we did the right thing, we have the right subject, and there is no other person out there.
And one last question for me. I don't know if it's for you or Gavin. I saw in the press release that there was a key fob that was found. If one of you could talk a little bit about that. I believe it was found in the river.
Correct. Yeah, so we had a follow-up, and we really appreciate Sheriff Knowles and Spokane County Sheriff's Office for not only bringing their helicopter out here with their air support unit, but also bringing members of their dive team, and they were able to get into spots that National Park Service and our Chelan County Sheriff's Office, Swiftwater Rescue Team were not able to get into, since there are spots you'd have to get underneath the debris, and they were able to find a key fob in close proximity to our scene, which was great. I mean, it's an additional piece of evidence. We've collected it, we've put it in our evidence room, and it's been logged. But again, that's what it shows for cooperation and teamwork and bringing additional resources that we didn't have. So we do not have a dive team here at Chelan County Sheriff's Office. Historically, we did, but again, appreciation to Sheriff Knowles and his team for coming in and assisting us further. All right, appreciate everybody.
Thank you, Sheriff.
Thanks.
I appreciate it.
Have a good night.
There you go.
We're actually getting.
There you go. There was the update on Travis Decker. You know, it's really sad. It happens a lot when you have custody battles. I remember back when I was going through a divorce, there was a guy that also was going through a divorce, and he took his kids out to El Dorado Lake and unalived his kids. So it is a thing that happens. It's sad. Like, I'll never understand why he took his 3 kids, took their lives. It's horrible. But they have been looking for him for several months now, and sounds like he was there the whole time. I have to wait and see what his cause of death was. Yummy. Yeah, I have not had banana pudding since you made it for me. So yeah. Let's see here. My best friend's fiance had a birthday, and he just arrived from Virginia. She made red velvet cake. Yummy. And I bought key lime pie. Great day. Happy birthday to him. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday. When you get my age, you don't celebrate them as much. Well, and honestly, you know, my oldest daughter, her birthday was the same day, so same day as me. So I don't really celebrate my birthday anymore. I don't. To anybody that's having birthdays, happy birthday.
Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday, happy birthday, happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday, happy birthday, happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday, happy birthday, happy birthday to you.
Happy birthday to you. I hope you guys have a great weekend. I'm getting off of here. I might see you guys again this weekend. Make it count. Enjoy your weekend. It's going to start getting cold before long. I think here, like next Wednesday, it's only going to be 70 degrees, 68, 70. So much love to everybody. We'll catch you next time. Enjoy your weekend.